Okay, so we're here. Hey to everybody, thanks for waiting. We're live with another episode of Sister Talk, and I see that people are already in the chat room. You are already waiting. We're just a little bit late, but y'all know how it is. Y'all know I'm usually not on time. But anyway, how's everybody doing? I want to pull up the little playback, but while we're getting into that, uh, I do want to acknowledge the other people on the two other channels that we're streaming from. The Sister Talk channel we're streaming from, and we're also streaming from both of the Cynthia G channels. And if you guys haven't already been able to, I want you guys to go to the Sister Talk channel and subscribe there, because even the playbacks,
I want you guys,
as of Saturday, the playbacks are only going to be available on the Sister Talk channel. That's the only way you'll be able to see it. So if you don't catch one of the live streams on one of these channels, you will have to go to the Sister Talk channel to watch the playback. But otherwise, we'll get into it. But thank you guys. So I've been getting a number of different emails from people kind of asking me about this Beyonce situation and Patrick Mahomes. And so I kind of want to get into both of those. I want to get into this Beyonce situation really quickly first, though, because many people have been asking me about this Beyonce situation. And so here's the thing. I don't know that I would say Beyonce has particularly ever been pro-Black. I don't know, but apparently people think that she has been pro-Black, and that's kind of interesting. But what I will say is that I think when, again, it goes into the celebrities, and I'm going to read you guys her statement so you can understand what she said and you can hear what she had to say. But my thing of it is when it comes to entertainers, people have to understand that when they are Black, and I'm saying when they're Black for a reason, because I noticed that white celebrities and entertainers don't really have this issue where they have people puppeting what they say and having them do these racially neutral disclaimers. And so when you're a Black celebrity, anytime they come out, regardless of whether they seem pro-Black or not, we really should question and pay very close attention to what they're saying. So I just want to read you guys a little over what Beyonce said. I'm not going to play her Instagram live because I can assure you it's likely copyrighted. But anyway, so she put a meme here, and I'll share the screen to show you guys this meme that she posted to her Instagram page. And then I'm going to read what she actually had to say, and I'll tell you what my issue is with what she had to say. But here's what she put on her Instagram. And it says, the world came together for George Floyd. We know there is a long road ahead. And then she shows this picture of the protest. She says, let's remain aligned and focused in our call for real justice. But this isn't my issue. It's like, okay, well, whatever it is, what it is with this. This is my issue. She says, we're broken and we're disgusting. We're broken and we're disgusted. We cannot normalize this pain. I'm not only speaking to people of color. Y'all know I hate this people of color term. She said, if you're white, Black, brown, and anything in between, I'm sure you feel hopeless by racism going on in America right now. Then she said, there have been too many times that we've seen these violent killings and no consequences. Yes, someone has been charged, but justice is far from being achieved. Then she said, continue to pray for peace and compassion and healing for our country. So this is what she said, which guaranteed Beyonce probably didn't even write that herself. I mean, she probably didn't even write the post. But what do you think, ladies, about that? And then I'll tell you what my issue with her whole spill is.
I'm just irritated by the fact that one of the biggest entertainers who has probably the biggest platform out there, because Beyonce, you know, she has, if not the biggest platform, she's bigger. I can't name someone that's bigger than Beyonce. she could change things faster than anyone else. She can't lose her platform. Beyonce's not going to be not famous. No one can go out there and take her platform away at this point. And for her to come out and be so neutral, because that was neutral. That was to say that this isn't affecting Black people. For her to come out and say this is because of something that happened to Floyd, she knows this isn't about Floyd. She knows that. She knows this isn't because of one murder. There's been numerous murders after him. And for her to come out and act like that is disgusting. And I mean, I've never been a big a big fan of Beyonce anyway, but I'm just disgusted by it, and it's sad. But I mean, I don't have big expectations of any star anyway. So
yeah, it's almost like she separated herself from the Black community with her statements, like she didn't want to be one of them, and so, or one of us, and so she included. I know everyone is feeling the pain and the agony. No, actually, everyone is not. I don't even understand. I mean, there are some people that aren't of Black descent that are feeling the pain. Mostly people with minority children or grandchildren or nieces and nephews or someone that they care about. But to act like that, the KKK and people that think alike them, even there's some Black people like Carol Olsen or whatever her name is, and Terry whatever, those people don't feel that same way, and they're probably not even feeling the pain of seeing the injustice or seeing people get murdered. There's a lot of people that want to know what the Black person did before. We need to see the whole scene before we even have any grief about the murder that we just witnessed. And so for the fact that she said that, like, it seemed like she was separating herself from the Black community, but still trying to be inclusive because she's like one of them.
I think she just clearly just wanted to say something, because a lot of sometimes there's a lot of pressure on big celebrities, a lot, to say something. People are like, okay, why are these people so quiet? I'm not hearing them say anything. And so she's like, okay, well, let's just put something out there. And so it was like, okay, let's write up a little bit of something. And like Cynthia said, it probably wasn't from her anyway.
No,
most likely that wasn't even written by her. It was probably written by her publicist. And it was something, just write something neutral, throw it out there. And it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't. It was to separate her from the Black community, and it wasn't inclusive. It wasn't like I'm Black and he's Black, and so I'm part of, I could walk outside and be killed. My son could walk outside and be killed. My daughter, she's not gonna walk outside and be killed. She's not feeling that. She isn't feeling that threat of walking outside and being shot and killed, just like any other normal Black person. You don't feel that care, that
passion toward it.
Exactly. There was no passion, no urgency of getting this
resolved,
anything resolved, any systematic change. When you read that, it just seems like when she said she doesn't even like the term person of color because that doesn't include everybody else.
No, she didn't say that. I said I don't like it. And I don't like the term people of color because it makes it like it detaches the issue from Black people. And this is the main issue that I have with her saying people of color. And again, it's one of the indications where I know she didn't, that's not the statement that she put out. Because first of all, this isn't an issue that's happening to people of color, it's happening to Black people. And I think that when you talk about issues in society and you sit up here and you say, well, this is a people of color issue, you actually minimize what's happening to Black people, because people of color are not out there becoming these hashtags. Black people are.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I've yet to see one person of color really be affected by this. And even like, here's the thing of it is we've gotten into a society to where, and I think this is part of Black people trying to be so inclusive that you lose your struggle. So now everybody wants to come and act like they have a similar struggle. They want to say we're in this together. They want to throw this people of color out. But the only people I see becoming hashtags is Black people. So she's saying that we're not going to normalize this, but you are normalizing it, because you're saying that it's happening to somebody other than Black people. Make the victims be who the victims are, which are Black people. It's not a color issue.
I was thinking about that yesterday, not just with, people, with Black people being murdered, but just thinking about how society is structured as a whole, and how everybody else has something, and how's that their own community and their own financial structure and their own everything, except Black people, except the people that were brought here and that built the country. We're the only people that don't have anything. We're the only people that are constantly being attacked. We're the only people that are constantly being murdered, and we're the only people that are constantly fighting for everybody else. Everybody. We're the only people that are building everybody else's community, whether it is the LGBTQ, whether it's everybody's community, and we're the only people that are constantly being attacked and murdered, and it's sad and it's disgusting, and we're always giving everybody else credit for any tiny little crumb that they give us. But at the end of the day, when this protest is over, we're going to be murdered again. We're going to be the next hashtag again. And we're still be in between this protest and the next protest. We're going to be fighting for the next person. We're going to be fighting for the next person's community, and whatever they need built, we're going to be spending that next time fighting so hard for them. We're going to forget about our community, and we're going to be fighting for theirs.
Because it's like we have to struggle from every direction. It's not like we only have a foot or a knee on our neck when it comes to getting justice in the system. We also have a knee on our neck when it comes to economics. We have a knee on our neck when it comes to trying to build our communities up. We have a knee on our neck when we try to say, okay, I want to, it's okay for there to be European stores. It's okay for them to be Chinatowns. It's okay for them to be Indian markets. It's okay for them to be Indian restaurants. But if we have something that says Black on it, or African on it, or African American, we're going to cater to our people, those things aren't allowed to exist. They're literally not even allowed to exist. So the knee on our neck isn't only on our neck when it comes to justice. It comes to everything in America. Every single aspect that we go through in life, even with education, everything has a foot in our neck.
We can't even have the N-word. When you break it down, and right. that's why the problem comes with when we think about these protests. We really need to figure out what we want, and we need to fight until we get what we want. And right. That's why I struggle with the protest, because I know, and I think Cynthia G says it too, with the protest, we have the problem with the protest because there's no end agenda, and we know when it ends, there isn't going to be
the results that we wanted.
There's going to be no result. There isn't going to be a result, because as a whole of Black people, I don't even think we have in our minds what we expect to see at the end. We don't. We can't even. If we took 5 people from the protest, I don't think if we pulled 5 random people from the protest and set them down and asked them at the end, what do you guys expect? I don't think those 5 people could tell you the same thing.
Well, I think there's a broad word that they would use. They would use equality, they would say justice, but what is justice?
But what would it look like?
What would it look like? Exactly. And so that is like one of the main issues. It's like we've been programmed not even to think of ourselves as on the same level as anyone else. We've been programmed to always see ourselves as inferior. Black is a negative word, black male. And then in school, they make sure even when you're in elementary school, they teach you about slavery. They never teach you about the kings and queens in Africa. We're never taught anything like that. So we're literally programmed to think less of ourselves than anyone else. So we don't even think that we're entitled to respect. We don't even think that we're entitled to having justice. Like Black people don't even call the cops. So we don't even think we're entitled to protection. We don't think we're entitled to protection from them because we haven't seen it. We've been programmed that we don't deserve anything.
Well, you wouldn't
ask for help. If we're asked for help, we're always got our hands out. Excuse me. Like you've got had your hands out from us for centuries, but we can't have our hands out. But it's okay
but it wouldn't even be a handout at this point, though. The thing, it wouldn't be a handout.
Maybe a little bit of payback.
But here's my thing, though, because this is the thing. I think that the problem is that number one, most Black people, not even half of them, are of one mind. And when I say are of one mind, I say that we can agree on one thing of what we want justice to look like and how to accomplish it. Then you have Black people who are too inclusive because Black people have been conditioned to believe that if they pursue anything for themselves, although we have a unique situation in society, that we are racist. So we've bought into the notion that because we care about ourselves, because we know that we are severely disenfranchised, and if we, despite all that, if we ask for something or demand something for ourselves, we're racist. So we feel the need to include everybody in it, but everybody's not including us. The bottom line is, even when they go out here and protest and pretend to be protesting for us, they know that this is not their plight. They know that they're safe. They know that they're disconnected from it, but they get to come out in trend and then get the benefit of saying, okay, well, we're standing in solidarity with you. But no, they're not. They're not. And that's a problem. And until we realize, okay, we have this unique issue, we can't afford to carry somebody else's cross. We need to focus on what we need, then we'll be fine. But even with voting, you have them saying, well, what about Hispanics? But what about LGBTQ? Okay, well, what about them? Because they are getting their situation handled. Every election season, there's legislation passed for LGBTQ community, but there's none passed for the Black community. So we need to focus on us.
Right.
We're the one that started the pride, the whole hashtag pride thing that was started by Black women. That's the thing. We start everything. We start the whole women's rights thing. We start the pride thing. We're always out there marching for them. We are always fighting for everybody else. And that is it. If we ask for something, this is the thing. Even if we went out there and asked, okay, we want equality, we want to be, in order to get equality, and let's say we want financial stability, we want to be on the same financial level and the same educational level, because in order to get equality, you need to be up there financially, because you can't get equality without finance. Let's go in there and ask some of the Black protesters, if you should get reparations. You're not going to get even half of them to say yes.
Like so why? Because we've been taught that we don't deserve.
So why are you protesting then? What are you protesting for? If you don't want reparations, you can ask them, do you want to be segregated from them then? They're going to say no. So why are we protesting? Because you're asking, they're not gonna just say, okay, then we're gonna live peacefully among you guys. We'll just stop killing you guys. We're just gonna stop programming your kids to think they're less than us. They're not going to do that. So right. If we cannot have the same mindset, get on the same mindset as the rest of the Black people. We can't, we can agree even half of the black people can't agree on the same thing. Why are we putting our lives in danger by protesting? We might as well get in the same room and get on the same page first. Because to lock ourselves in a room together and get on the same page before we hit the streets. That's what I'm saying. That's safer. I mean, it's not really, because they'll probably just come blow us up. But
well, exactly. And so when you were saying that, or Cynthia was saying that there's no point of the white people coming. Actually, it is a good point, because they're actually pretty much like a shield, because we already know that if it was only black people, they would have been dropping bombs on us. It would have been an aerial attack on all the black people and just kill them in masses and drones. Like, they would never even stand there and wait for people to cross the line and start beating the crap out of them. They would just start off beating the crap out of them.
Well, no, they're not shields, but they're not shields. They're agitators, and they're the ones engaged in
some of them are. Yes,
violence, and it's being blamed on black people.
Some of them are agitators. And like, I was actually at a protest where a white dude drove into the crowd and then got out of the car and started shooting people. So, all right, he shot one person, a black dude, and then walked straight to the cops. And so I think that was a undercover.
It was word on the street is, and the papers that he was a cop.
Right. And I mean, his body language and everything, how the fact that he was so calm and cool, collected after he shoots somebody and then just go calmly walk over to the police. Like, I mean, you literally just shot someone. How are you thinking that you're going to survive this? Right. So he definitely showed a lack of fear for his own life after killing someone. That and in a crowd of people. So if you can have a police officer shoot someone in a crowd of like thousands of people and calmly walk over to the rest of the police with a gun, there's no way ever should a cop ever fear for his life enough to kill an unarmed black person.
No, or what about that white kid
carrying a kid?
The white kid that walked into a church and killed black people and went to Burger King after. So,
right.
If you're white, you can kill black people safely. It's fine.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the crowd had a bunch of black people in it. So if you're that afraid,
they're not afraid. They're not afraid.
That's my entire point. There should never be anyone saying, "Oh, we feared for our life," because the home dude clearly didn't fear for his life. He looked hella chill. Like hella chill, walking over.
Well, he was a police officer. I can tell you why he looked hella chill.
This is America.
Well, yeah, because even if it's found out that if it's found out that he is a police officer, I mean, I'm sure it's very comforting to him to know that from 2013 to 2019, 99% of police killings went uncharged. So that gives them that makes you feel real emboldened when you know that there's no accountability. And I think that's what people are protesting for. They're protesting for the simple fact that once again we're seeing someone's being asphyxiated to death in front of us. That's what they're protesting about.
And then they're accountability either. But then they're telling you that it's the Rona, that the Rona did it. And
I can understand because both of you are talking at the same time.
I said, and then they're telling you that the Rona did it.
Right.
That the Rona did it.
No.
That the Rona? No. Unless that dude changed his name to COVID-19. No, that's the only way the Rona did it. If his name is COVID-19 now, he's identifying as COVID-19. Then yes, COVID-19 killed that man. But COVID-19 definitely killed him in a very interesting way because I have never known a flu to put its knee in your neck and kill you on in front of everybody with his hands in his pocket,
right?
And savage glare in his eyes.
Right.
So, X, did you wanna get into the next piece of topic?
I'm sorry, I came in late because I'm coming in from work. And
we just talked about Beyonce's statement. That's all we did.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk a little bit about Terry Crews and his latest coonery.
No, okay, yeah, I'll let you headline that because.
X, can you put on a light because you're looking a little not there.
Right. Me? Yeah, you can little lighting.
Okay, give me a second. You want more lighting? Okay, hold on a second.
Here's the thing: Terry Crews is a big burly buck. At the end of the day, I mean, anytime you got somebody as big as Terry Crews joining the Me Too movement, you know you're dealing with a buck.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to address though what he said because it really didn't sound like, you know, when you talk to somebody and you can tell that it's really coming from somewhere else, like there's
like Beyonce's statement
from somebody else. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that they got that from somewhere else. Well, let me see what he said. He said, defending us without white people creates black supremacy. No, defeating white supremacy without black supremacy, or defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. What black person in your mind is worried at this point about black supremacy?
Right. It would take a lot for
no black person is worried about white supremacy right now. It's like your dumbass friends instead of coming to preach to us because you sound real stupid. Right. That's what I wanted to say about him.
Yeah. Well, that's his community. Like, that's the community interested in. That's the community that he married into. So he's going to defend his community.
Well, he also said he wanted to say equality is the truth. Okay, well, we've been living in inequality for like 400 years now. So,
it's like at the point when you're scraping a dead black person's body off the floor.
Okay, 13% so we worried about 13% of the population becoming supreme. Right. That's what we worried about. We worried about 13% because he's talking about it creates black supremacy. Black people and white people, see, that's how they really think that that's all. Like nobody in, no one else matters, really. No one else matters because as soon as white supremacy ends, it's straight up black supremacy. Especially if they don't help us.
But the thing of it is you would have to quantify and explain what black supremacy is and how would simply getting, because what he's basically saying is that if you have to pick between black supremacy and white supremacy, you would pick white supremacy. Let's just keep white supremacy because we don't want to usher in black supremacy. Like, and then like white people never said they wanted the system gone. So when did they ever say they wanted to defeat white supremacy?
You know, I feel like he was having an argument with someone, and then he just put it on Twitter.
Sin, I don't know if you went to any of the protests, but they were definitely saying that at the protest.
They were saying what at the protest? Because I did. I went to
a lot of them were saying they wanted to dismantle white supremacy.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. There was a lot of signs of dismantle white supremacy. It was a lot of shit talking about white supremacy. But I want to segue into the part because I appreciate everybody that was out there, and there was a lot of very passionate people out there that weren't just out there to be seen, and that really were out there to try to support and were wholeheartedly doing it. Like they're with masks, they were out there for CPR, for medical, like they were out there. So I appreciate that. But what I did not appreciate was the sexualization of the movement by these chicks walking around with these what is it?
Somebody sent me another picture that I was going to tell you about.
Tell me what I'm talking about, Sin, please, because I would really like to
Can you put a picture up? Can you put a picture up?
Hold on, let me get it together and I'll share the screen. Give me a minute and then I'm going to share the screen.
Because I mean, the thing is, I liken this this behavior to masturbating in church.
Okay. And can I just say something while she's looking for the picture?
Oh, go ahead.
America is supposed to be against terrorism, and white supremacy is a system of terrorism. So it should be dismantled and quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share this screen because I know.
Okay, yeah, because this
I know what you're talking about, and it's just
disrespectful. It's a distraction from what the movement really is about. It's crass. And it's literally, I feel like it's just trying to be seen. And I'm so tired of people like this doing this.
I love
black dick. Like who? like this.
Okay, so let's go through
a man killed by a black man. Okay, killed by a white man, nonchalantly killed by a white man. Okay, his knee is in his neck. This dude calls for his mother, and we have people.
Wait, are you guys able to see this one picture?
The one that says "I only suck black" and it has like the eggplant.
Right, I'm going to show those. Right, I'm going to show those. But hold on for a second. I got to reshare the screen so you guys, because I want to read these out to you, because this is one that was just sent to me, and I just okay. So now you should be able to see the screen.
And don't open your mouth for black dick, but
yeah, it says don't open your mouth for black dick, but keep it closed on black issues. Did you notice how they're not even referring to him as a man or a human? He's a dick.
Just black dick. Just black dick.
One. I had to blur it out because
how is this okay? She has, and I'm pretty sure that's a giant black dildo. I can stop even if you blur it out.
Right, I had to because this is not Twitter.
It's ridiculous. But the thing is, this one, I love black dick, so you will hear me speak. So we're gonna listen to you because you like black dick. This is what I'm talking about. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Not she respects lives. Not she love black lives.
And she's out there trying to find some black dick. I mean, that's the only thing that
I think it's just a joke. It's just a way to show the joke to them.
Out there with that. Like, what if
White people dying isn't a joke, though?
They think it's
dying. His life is gone. That's not a joke.
It's not.
I think in a way it's very, and it's actually quite.
It's not funny.
We can't hear you, Onyx. It's actually quite what.
But do you notice how they only see black men as a big black dick? Am I the only one who noticed that they only see a big black dick? He's not a human. He's not a person. This is a dick. Like, she's literally holding up a dick.
And it's funny how many Karens and Becky's were arguing with me on social media about the intentions. Oh, their intentions are good. No. The thing is, if you have good intentions, if your intentions are pure, you think about things before you do it. And you think about what caused us to be out there protesting. You think about that. And if you think about it hard and you still think that you want to wear that and you're not an ally. You're not.
If my son was dead, I wouldn't
know how allies behave. I'm sorry. That's not cute. It's disrespectful. It minimizes the cause. It makes it seem like you're not taking things seriously, and it's disgusting.
It's definitely not funny at all.
Because I see a lot of people out there that are actually doing something other than that, but that right there's a lot of that, and it's community. And it needs to stop. And the thing is, another thing I want to, when someone is telling
but hold on, can I say this though, X? Because you're offended by it, but black men find it flattering.
No, you're generalizing because I've been on social media.
And
there were some of them that thought it was
cute. I've been on it too, and most of them.
And so what I'm saying, my findings are that some of them think that shit is cute and some of them don't.
It's more of them that think it's cute. And here's my thing. I'm just tired of seeing black women be outraged on black men's behalf. They think any attention
I'm outraged on my behalf. I'm outraged on my mom's behalf. That's whose behalf I'm outraged on. I'm not. The thing is, I think the black man comes to that.
X, do you have a big black dick?
Huh?
Do you have a big black dick?
Do I have a big black dick?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, but that's not what this is about. This isn't even about home.
Yeah, so they're all about anything.
This is about black lives. This is about black lives.
No, they're not saying black lives.
It's not about nobody's dick.
It's about black lives. They're saying it's about black dick.
Sexualization out of it. It's not about that at all.
It's not the only thing they value or looking for, but they're doing it because to them that's the only part of black men that's important to them. It's his
you know what? And the thing is, that's what we're here for, to adjust it.
And no, but I'm not trying to adjust it. Black men to adjust it
right now, so I'm cool with what you saying. I'm listening to you right now. I'm over here on my lunch break.
But see, I think black men are the ones who need to adjust it. I think that we shouldn't be getting angry if
It's sad, but sometimes we have to tell them what they need to. They don't. I don't feel like a lot of them know what standards are or how to come by them, and they need the black woman to say, "Hey, that wasn't. She was making fun of you. That's not cute. Like that was disrespected." And if they argue with me about it, then
no, then you're just
wrong. But the thing is, I'm
just jealous.
Actually noticed that they were being
absolutely, Onyx. Actually, Onyx hit the nail on the head. They got into my comment section and said black women are just mad because white men ain't.
Yeah, then you're just jealous.
Yep, you're just jealous because white men ain't.
I mean, I pay no mind to the imbeciles.
Right.
Because there are women out there with vaginas.
But all of them are not imbeciles, and all of them are not saying that. So.
But how many of them are going after these Karens and telling them we're worth much more than just a big black dick?
I'm not gonna give you an estimation, but I'm gonna say way too many.
I'm gonna let you know.
Here's the thing. No, there's not way too many. Because this is
what you're saying.
They need to set a standard for the women that they prop up on a pedestal. Like, why are we? It's like we're always coming in to fight one of them. I'm tired of somebody fighting their battle. Like, come get me when you can show me one of them who's fighting it on their own. Like, I'm so tired of seeing black women fight.
But the thing is, it's like, if you really look at it, though, that's what they.
When you see,
black women fight about guys act like they amount to is for the majority, a great deal of them will actually portray that their anatomy is the most important thing about. That is a fact. They do simply say,
young buck means?
I'm sorry?
What do you think young buck means when guys call themselves, I'm just a young buck? That's like slave talk. Like,
right,
still way back there.
They always throwing a cape on for them. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm about to kill.
You tired of it, are you?
Because as women, we've
I'm just saying that if that's what I'm saying that
we've already coddled them into this ineffective state, but we're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep on. If they don't care, like, they need to fight against being fetishized. They need to do that. Like, why is it always the black woman? Because I had gotten another. Let me read you guys this meme that this black woman put out, and it's annoying to me. But
she don't mind,
huh? But look, this is what she said.
Said. By and large, they don't mind being fetishized.
They don't. Why does a black woman always have to get offended by something on behalf of black men? Like, this is what this black woman said. She said, "Black men huddle up. The fetishism of black men." Huh? It says the fetishism of black men.
I said naturally, black women are going to get upset about something that's derogatory towards black men. It's like a natural instinct.
Okay, but they should have a natural instinct. How is it that black women's instinct to defend them is stronger than their own instinct to defend themselves? This is manufactured, and this is due to coddling.
You look like you want to take a switch and just start beating asses.
Defend themselves. Like, it's like I'm so over black women sitting up here getting mad for them. They don't care. Let them defend themselves. When do they
don't have a problem with it? I don't know for majority of them that have an issue. There are women out there advocating for them, so it's not an issue for them. I don't know what they're not gonna. There might be a small percentage that does. A very small percentage, but by and large, they just see their women out there defending them and advocating for them. The majority.
I'm not letting Becky and Karen get out of line because you want to. Sarah.
Oh my God! Like, seriously.
Thank you.
We're literally.
She's like, "What Becky do? She want to do?" It's like, no, that's not shit.
But what line are they getting? What line are they? What line are they getting out of if their narrative is consistent with what black guys? Like, how's that getting out of line?
Because they're literally never going to be men. Like, we're never going to have a community of men. We're going to keep having a community of children, grown children who are running around expecting like, do y'all want to keep black men in a perpetual state of childhood?
I'm going to tell you what I want. I want bitches to learn that's not acceptable.
They're not. No, you're
them not to that culture, so I don't.
You're not going to teach them that.
I want to teach them that then.
Because when they go lay out with a black man, he's going to say it is acceptable. He's going to say it is acceptable.
Okay,
and that black woman is masculine and jealous.
It's not acceptable for me. I don't care. He can say
I'm
it's
not saying it to you. They send it to you. They send it to you.
To her. No, I'm not every time.
And then one of them will be, and then the black guy will be happy to tell you that that's their woman, and they will jump up to defend her.
And they go attack
so you're just gonna look like the.
It ain't happened yet. It ain't happened yet.
Well, the thing is,
then throwing on a cape for him. Keep throwing on a cape for him and babying him. Just keep doing that. So, and then when we keep seeing the issues that we see in them,
I think defend them for sure. But I'm saying defend when it's an accurate or a real reason to. If your narrative and the majority of black guys is when it pertains to dating white women, one of their main things is they come for me because for sex. That is usually that's them saying that. Mm-hmm. So for white women to go out there and say we care about them because of their deeds, then I mean, how is that an inaccurate narrative? That is it's the same reason why you will see like the NFL come out and say something about their
inaccurate narrative
for entertainers.
And I'm gonna go back. Let's come back to why the protests are being in the first place. Because I see the thing is, I'm telling you, these Beckys are being distractive, and that is what y'all are falling for that. We're literally
it's black men. It's not them. You're expecting them to value black men on
nothing to do with his name. It has nothing.
I agree with Tina. I mean, it takes the narrative it takes the attention off what we're really out there for when we're talking about something like this. This point trivial, really.
Yeah, and black men going out there.
I thought it was hilarious.
Black men going out there.
Hilarious.
Hold on, but because black men
it's just objectification of black bodies are not okay with me. Objectification of black bodies are not okay with me, and they damn sure not okay in this setting. Like I said, I like this. I don't go to church, but if I did, I'm not gonna go in church and masturbate. I'm sorry.
V wanted to weigh in.
The whole thing is, if they want to objectify black men by their penises, that's fine for them to do in their own homes. But people are going out in this protest to trying to change a system.
Like black men
of our lives being in danger.
Like the wicked witch of the West, just because
the thing is, it wasn't the setting. It wasn't the setting, and the protest isn't just about black men. It's about black women. It's about black children.
Thank you.
A lot of black women lost their lives. We're out there all the time. It's not a place for Becky and Karen to go bring their dildos. So
exactly.
After I protest, and they can take their dildos home, or they can take them to church. I don't care if they take them to church.
I don't even care.
I'm not going to take them to my protest. You're not going to take them to the protest. That's fine. That wasn't the place, and it's extremely disrespectful to the people that are there that have lost family members to police brutality, and to like, that's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay, it's like trifling. What you do?
It's trifling, it's thirsty, and it's disrespectful.
And black men love it. Okay,
some of them did. So because some of them did, they should get to do it. Because some of the black men love it. We should just be like, oh well, some black men love it. So
I don't think that.
I think as a woman, it's our place to say something, to actually speak on this, because there's no man, even if it's white or black, it doesn't matter about his nationality. There's no man that's going to be like, I have a problem with the fact that they're saying they're going to defend me because they want to suck my dick. Like, are you serious? No dude, exactly. No dude, by any nationality, any age, anything. Any man is going to have a complaint about that.
The objectification is blatant, and it's just
complain about it. No man is going to complain about it, no matter his nationality. So it is our job as a woman.
No, it's not our job. It's absolutely not our job.
Well, we damn sure can if we want to, Finn. We damn sure can if we want to.
These are grown men. We literally have Because I think y'all don't understand how much you're contributing to a huge problem.
Well, my point is they're not going to have
the men, hold on though. We have a community where the men are not men. They don't know how to be men. They're boys in their mindhood. They're boys in their actions. They can't be men. And one of the reasons they can't be men is because literally Black women will not allow them to be men. You're stopping them from being men. They don't have to be accountable for anything. They don't have to defend themselves. They don't even have to speak on their own behalf, because here comes the Black woman all the time. Oh, well, no, he's too dumb and immature minded to know that somebody is fetishizing him. He's too dumb to know that. We got to come protect him from this. Really?
We're not talking about the objectification of the man. We're not talking about that. We don't care about that.
It's like it's sickening at this point.
It's not about the objectification of the man. Who cares? I don't care about whether she can do that at church or at his house.
The movement.
We're talking about the disrespect of the movement. That's it.
Okay, so but why? So don't you think Black men, considering it's a protest on behalf of a Black man, shouldn't they?
It's not. It's not.
It's not. Systemized racism. It's about not getting any justice.
It's about defunding the police.
Black man.
So let me ask y'all something. At what point do Black men have to stand up? And
Taylor's not a Black man. Taylor's not a Black man. She's not a Black man, and she had to. And we're marching for her too, and we were marching her and saying her name too. The thing is, the funny thing about that, she don't care. I'm pretty sure she don't care nothing about Black dick. So why are these chicks out here saying I suck Black dick? I only suck Black dick. Who cares? It's disrespectful to the movement. It's not about Black men. It's about what they were there for. What were they there for? To tell people they suck Black dick? Who cares? Go on the phone, call somebody and say it's Black dick. This is not the movement for that. This is not the place for it. That's it. It's just disrespectful. That's bottom line. I don't disrespect it. Why are you here?
It's disrespectful that we keep coddling Black men and preventing them from being men, and then we complain about the condition of our community. You don't want men. You want grown children. That's what you want. You want grown children, because if you want men, you would make them be men. We're the only group of women who have to deal with grown boys, and I can see why we have to deal.
Some grown boys just have more power than other grown boys, but we are not the only ones that have to deal with grown boys. I dealt with a lot of grown ass boys, and they were not fun.
It's not a group that you got to tell to go out and defend themselves. Black men are the only ones who do it.
That you have to tell to go out and defend themselves. You need to broaden your horizon, and then you'll understand. Because you're talking about what you know.
Okay, well, I'll say this. Very
many people are better. They're not really better.
They're grown enough to be dominating globally. Well, one grown group of boys are mature enough to be
dominating globally.
They're women, and the other ones is not. And that's because their women are letting them be men. They're not coddling them, and we're coddling ours and keeping them as children.
That's some boys are born into a system that protects them.
It's because they
right, but the women in the community also encourage them to be in masculine male positions and positions of dominance. They don't encourage them to be behind women as women stand up and talk for them. We encourage ours to be weak. We do. We facilitate weakness in Black men. We do.
Not how do we encourage ours to be weak, but how does the white woman encourage her guy to be dominant in a man?
They have a system behind them.
Well, the man
put that system behind them. That woman didn't put that system. The white man had that system. The white woman was property just like everything else around the white man. So what I'm saying is, how did the white woman put him in a place of masculinity?
By doing the opposite of what Black women
did. He did.
No, by
not
following them. By not fighting their battles, by not relinquishing them. That's nothing Black men have to take accountability for. Black men don't even have to raise their children in the community. We sit up here and
that's not true.
Their own kids.
Yeah, that's not true what you're saying. That's not true. No, it's not.
It is true.
No, it isn't.
It is.
You haven't been in their houses.
No, it's not. Black women make excuses for whatever black men do. That's exactly
so do white women. You don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, I do.
No, I do.
I do too.
Okay, so then if you're leaving out outside influences, then you're relegating it literally to biology, because you're saying the environment in which they're growing up in does not matter. So
no, I'm saying the environment does matter.
So what is it differently biologically and ingrained in white men to where they want to be in dominant position and black men want to be children?
No,
Why?
I'm saying they have a system. They go to school,
and the system is run and operated by both men and women who promote them to be in masculine positions. We keep them coddled as children, just like how you can't even let him fight for himself. So
they have a head start in control. That's what they have. They have a head start in control, and they structured everything, and that's
what they're treated. Okay, but I don't see white women anywhere complaining because other women are fetishizing white men. I don't see them.
Because they're not.
Well, it's not happening.
Because they're not. Who's fetishizing white men? They fetishize themselves enough. Dude.
Who cares? They're still not. They're not running to fight their battles for them. They're not. The women are not running to fight the men's battles in any other group except the black ones. That's why y'all, black women think it's
like the system fights their battles.
Women to run around and protect his image. No, it's his duty. It's his duty.
Because the system fights their battles. You don't see that. You don't see how they
I feel like you need to get in more diverse situations
no,
and then come back and say that. You need to be in other people's households and then say that.
You get more diverse situations. I think you should get into more diverse situations.
Because you haven't been in there.
Nobody.
Why are y'all talking over each other?
Hold on. So are you saying that the way white women regard white men and the way Asian women regard white men is the same as the way black women regard black men?
I'm saying that you don't see that the system fights their battles.
I'm asking a very specific question because
actually, you're not. It's not very specific at all.
Hold on. If you're saying that all women treat their men the same, then you're basically saying that the difference in how they're responding. You're saying the differences in how they're responding isn't due to the environment that they're in. It's due to biology, because how you are is a combination of environment and biology. Now, part of your environment is how your peers and the people around you are treating you. So y'all are saying that all groups of women interact with their men the same way that black women interact with black men. So
you're asking a baited question.
That's a very
you're asking a baited question.
Very baited.
And because you're only asking how one person reacts with a person. You're only asking how one person reacts with them. You're only asking how one person.
Okay, so then what do you think accounts for the difference?
It sounds like
aside from the system coddling black men. The system is not coddling black men.
Exactly.
Actually, based on the system should be promoting more masculinity, because it should be bringing out the part of them that wants to defend themselves.
Put them in jail for a long time.
Black women are coddling black men and making them weaker. Black women are doing
but as soon as your kid gets into school, the entire system treats your kid a certain way and brainwashes them a certain way and teach them that they're nothing.
What does that have to do with them thinking they don't have to defend themselves? Because we're literally talking about a group of men who don't defend themselves. They don't to protect or provide for their women. What does the school system have to do with that? Please tell me what the school system has to do with it.
The school system teaches them that they don't deserve respect. It teaches them that they're going to get smashed if they try something. It teaches them that they're not worthy
to stand up for themselves.
It teaches them that
don't teach them not. But the school here's the thing. But the school system is teaching the women the same. It's teaching the females the same. So if you're different way, but you're talking about a pathology that's only in black men. So
they don't teach them the exact same.
Exactly, they don't.
They don't teach them. No, they don't.
Co-ed classrooms. How when you're in co-ed classrooms?
Let me tell you
that doesn't mean you're taught the exact same or treated the exact same.
Let me tell you how.
I've been in the school system, so
that doesn't mean you're treated the exact same.
Exactly, just like Brown Burnett's in the chat box. Every single excuse has been made for black men's weakness. Every single excuse has been given to him.
Everything's not an
So
excuse.
But go ahead. We sit here and make excuses for their weakness so we can complain later that they don't act.
I've always been trying to say something and you keep saying the same stuff. Can you let her talk?
Like, let me tell you how. So you ask, how is it that they're teaching the black women and black men something different? When in slavery, and even when they're teaching you about slavery, they drag out the biggest, strongest black man, beat the crap out of him, rape him, in front of
they don't teach you that in school.
They're not doing it to the women. They're doing it to the man.
That's not taught in school.
To show everyone that
it's shown in Roots.
no one's going to protect him, and he cannot protect you. So they're teaching you, they
that's
cannot
not
protect
taught in school. No, that's not taught in school. Bug breaking.
Oh my God, they just showed us that with George Floyd. They just showed us that with George Floyd. They just showed us
bug breaking is part of the curriculum. Show me one school where bug breaking is part of the curriculum. I would love to know.
Bug breaking is part of the curriculum. Bug breaking is part of society.
It is.
They don't teach bug breaking in school curriculum. No, they don't.
Oh my God.
It's part of society.
We're not saying it's an excuse. Obviously, they have to get past whatever is going on because they do need to grow up and they do need to get a backbone and they do need to step up. Obviously, because if they don't, they're going to stay.
Make excuses. Like to even lie and say they're teaching bug breaking in school. No,
she's not lying. They're teaching. Society teaches about bug breaking. She's not lying. That is society teaches. They just don't bug breaking anymore. Black man in front of us. What are you talking about?
They're not even teaching. They're not even calling them slaves anymore. They're calling them immigrant workers.
Cynthia,
bug breaking is. Bug breaking is when
this is not just
kill. They're not bug breaking. Is not a part of history.
And we have done nothing about it. That is bug breaking.
Okay, but they're not teaching that in school. They're not teaching that in school. And that's why they're not teaching that in school. No, they're not.
Who's teaching us that?
They're not teaching that in school. There's no history section called bug breaking on plantations. There isn't any.
Okay, well, take it literally and let it go over your head.
I'm just trying to figure out, why do we have to lie? Why in our mind do we want to come so much that we sit up here and lie?
Cynthia, when they kill someone in front of you and nothing happens to them, they're doing the exact same thing.
Okay, but black women are seeing this too. Black women are seeing this too.
Exactly, and nothing.
So I'm asking you, if black women are seeing this too, what is it differently about black men biologically that's making him respond differently? That's making him respond passively? That's making black women respond aggressively. And
a lot of black women are responding very passively too. A lot of black women.
Exactly. A lot of them.
You're muted. You muted yourself.
I said they're not responding as passively as black men, and no, they're absolutely not.
Because we have a nurturing thing within us that makes us protect people that look like us, protect our children. We think of them as our son or little brother. That instinct to protect our offspring, to protect is what is in.
So where is his instinct to protect himself? Where is his instinct?
No, I don't know.
We have it.
Where is he to protect himself? If we still have the nurturing instinct to protect them, why don't they have the nurturing instinct to protect their children or to protect themselves? Why don't they have it?
Honestly, I'm with Cynthia. No, I wonder too sometimes, because there is a fight or flight instinct, and a lot of black people don't have either. And I don't know.
Well, they have the phrase. They have the freeze part. Fight, flight.
No, some don't even have that. Some don't even have that. And I wonder sometimes if it's chemical warfare that's going on.
I think more than chemical warfare, I think it's black women coddling. That's what I think it is, because the reality
you can blame it all on black women if you want.
It's not about blaming it. It's what it is. Black women don't raise their sons.
I don't think so.
They don't raise their sons to defend themselves. They raise their sons to believe that women should fight for you. That's what I'm a black woman. We do the same.
And I'm a black woman. I have two sons, and I actually do teach them to defend themselves and to defend other people that are smaller than them, and don't allow people to bully people. Like
I wouldn't sit there and blame it on black women, because it's not black women's responsibility to blame.
Right. So you don't think Cynthia has anything to do with like the fact that black men are raising sons and only women are raising the boys and men? Because I don't think it's an issue with women raising. I think it's more of an issue of the fathers not playing a part in the raising, and that's kind of why you have a product of.
So is that why we're sitting up here now as grown women giving excuses to men that are not our children? Is that why? Because the fathers are not around? That's why we still are giving them excuses to the point of literally saying they're teaching them about.
Do you mean giving excuses, or do you mean explaining the outcomes? Are you saying giving excuses or explaining the outcome of fatherless children?
No, I mean giving excuses.
If we learn in our generation about
explaining the outcome of fatherless children.
No, because they're not teaching buck breaking in school curriculum. They're not, and this is like.
So we learned about it. So what generation are you talking about?
Go to it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
what generation are you talking about, Cynthia? Because if we learned about it, for you to tell us they didn't teach us about it, it's wrong.
I'm in your same generation. I never heard about buck breaking in school.
Okay, I learned about it. So
I didn't know we were in the same school system. So
we didn't go to the same school.
We were in the same school system.
Okay, so I learned about it in school.
I think Cynthia's saying that they didn't label it.
No, they didn't.
And you didn't watch Roots in school, so I did. I watched Jerry Springer in school, so maybe you did.
I learned about it.
Roots movie is a crash course on buck breaking. If this is really what we're doing, this is the extent that we're doing to get an excuse.
It's not an excuse. You're saying you didn't learn about it when I'm saying I did.
I watched Roots in school as well. I just thought it was. I think that was a mandatory requirement.
You're not lying. You're saying that someone's lying, and she's not. You went to school with Onyx, and she's saying she did watch it.
I get it. If this is the excuse y'all want to give them, okay.
No, you're saying someone's lying. That's a really loaded thing to say.
Okay, because watching Roots in school has somehow made them weak and passive to where they don't want to defend themselves. And it's not black.
You said someone was lying.
So black women always having a history of fighting their battles for them isn't what made them weak. Them watching Roots in school is?
You literally said she was lying.
Wait. So Malcolm X wasn't fighting a battle, and Martin Luther King, he wasn't fighting a battle. Like,
so what do you?
No, Martin Luther King was trying. Martin
Luther King was a pansy.
Martin Luther King was trying to integrate. Martin Luther King was trying to integrate, and Malcolm X was
trying. Was he fighting though? Was he fighting against something though?
No, Martin Luther King was literally telling them to not defend themselves, to not fight back. He was telling them the opposite. You don't know them, and then Martin Luther King was the one saying turn the other cheek.
And yeah, of course I know that. But my point is that he was standing against something. That was his passive. He had a passive method of doing it. When
so he still had a don't defend yourself.
He was a pastor. Of course he had.
What?
He was a pacifier.
Yeah, but he was still.
I said Martin Luther King was a pastor, so of course he had a passive way.
He was literally telling them to not fight back. Literally.
But he was still going up against something. You're saying fight their battles. He still was battling. He was still going to. He had
he was trying
way of doing it, but he was still going against.
No, he was trying to integrate so he didn't get murdered for that.
So he was getting, which means he was going against. Which means he was going against segregation. So he was still fighting a battle. He had a very passive approach at fighting a battle.
Okay, so with that logic, then why don't black men just stay home and pray, and then they could be fighting against it too?
Stay home and pray.
Yeah, then they doing it. They fight.
Staying home and pray, is that publicizing what they're going against and having a whole bunch?
Okay, well, why don't they stand outside and do a prayer circle? Okay, well, why don't they do a prayer circle outside then?
You need to apologize to Ellen for saying she's lying.
She was
lying. They don't teach buck breaking in school, and that is a
did.
Okay.
No, they didn't. And they certainly
apologize.
Cynthia wanted to say Okay, Cynthia wants him to say the course is called bug breaking. If it's not called a course called bug breaking, she's not buying it. So it needs to specify bug breaking 101 as the course name.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all are trying to convince me that in the education system they had a section in a classroom where they taught white and black students. White and black students that white men on plantation were homosexual rapists. Really? This is what you're trying to convince me they were teaching them?
Oh, no, they didn't. They actually didn't say that they raped them. They said that they killed them and they beat them in front of them.
They did rape them. What do you mean? They raped them.
Bug breaking was rape. That was
they were raping people. They're raping everybody.
They definitely did. And the lynchings that they did when they dragged out the black person in front of everybody and beat the crap out the black dude.
That's
beat the crap out of him. And
that's not bug breaking.
I understand that the bug breaking was when they actually
bug breaking was rape. No, sweetie, bug breaking was rape.
They were raping
black men in front of people. That's what bug breaking was. It was raping.
Right, and they definitely did not put in. They did say bug breaking, but they definitely did not explain what bug breaking was. They did not say that we sodomized black dudes, but they definitely bug breaking was definitely in there.
No, they didn't. It wasn't.
Okay.
What was in her curriculum? This is not an argument. You're gonna sometimes.
I just think the extent that y'all are dedicated to coddling these dudes. But I want to read this super chat from Diana Renee. She said, I agree with Cynthia. I'm in my 50s. I have seen black women baby their sons. And today, young black males that are soft, no masculine man to them at all. It's bad. I know too many of them. And so men going to argue with everybody. So we're just going to argue with everybody and say black women never, we're literally sitting on a panel where at least.
So one comment that's aligned with your narrative is arguing with everybody. So one comment that's aligned with your narrative.
Cindy, we're supposed to teach men how to be men.
No,
right.
Just answer that. Just answer that question. Who are supposed to teach men how to be men?
Hey, but what does that have to do with you?
Who are supposed to teach men how to be men? Who are supposed to teach men how to be men?
A man is, what does that have to do with them? So because men are not
you
have to coddle.
Men are supposed to teach men. It's not my job to teach myself how to be men.
Raised. These are men that are already raised. So you are sitting up here caping for grown men who should be defending themselves.
What she's saying is women
hear me cape for them.
At least 3 out of the 5 people up here caped and made excuses for black male weakness. It really. 3 out of 5.
I think all men are supposed to be men.
3 out of 5. At least 3 out of 5, and I'm not included. So 3.
I think there's a system of white terrorism that definitely brings black men down. That are definitely targeting black men. There's nothing you can say that's going to make me change that because I see it every day. I literally, you can walk outside and you're going to see it. Huh?
But they're not trying to bring themselves up, though. That's the thing. They're not trying to bring themselves up. And
I'm not going to say all. Some do. Yeah, they do. Some do.
Y'all got spawned like capes. So
you're trying to say out of all black men, none try to bring themselves up. None.
Really? Are we doing the all black men now?
Yeah.
I'm saying that some do. I'm saying that some do.
There's 10 of them that's trying, but there's 46 million black people in this country. So I just think
society speaks out. I think society speaks for itself in terms of men actually, the majority of children. I think the whole speaks for itself, so that's not really happening.
I think it's sad that you think only 10 black men. I see lots of
measurable numbers.
I actually only think it's 5. I was being generous.
I think because I worked with lots of young black men, I see like
what?
And I see that they get attacked at a very young age. I see it. I'm in the schools and I see that they get attacked by the teachers.
Oh, right, I know.
And they still never defend themselves.
Yeah, they do. And I see them try. No, they're young and they're kids and they get attacked at a very young age, and it's disgusting. And I see it. I see them struggle.
Black women cake for them. It's debilitating.
No, when I see their moms come in there and front them off in front of the teachers and cuss them out and call. So I see black women not coddle them. I see them tear them down. I see them call them names in front of.
Oh, I know. I
think it's the other way around too. I think it's the other way. No,
they do the same thing to black women, but black men are not running with a huge cape on to save us like y'all are.
I know, but when you say that black moms cuddle them, go on YouTube.
You're cuddling them now. You're cuddling them
YouTube. Go on YouTube and you will see them definitely not coddling them.
Oh no, I think that's gonna be on the. I'm gonna show Cynthia on the next one. The next show we do, because I see these things that are horrific, and I mean like horrific, and this is like the norm that I've seen on my timelines. I agree with you, and it's like.
Can I read the super chat really quickly? T. Washington said, "Sandy, even though you love beating us down, we still love you." The thing, it's at the point, the coddling has been so strong that simply you just saying that they shouldn't be coddled is apparently beating them down. This is how much
I see them not being coddled. What do you think about when they go in the classrooms and they're cussing their kids out, their sons out, and calling them all kinds of names in front of the class? That's not coddling.
Does that happen to females? Does that not happen to black people?
See, now that's not the question that I asked you.
I'm saying the same thing is happening to black women.
That's not the question that I asked.
But black men are responding different. So I don't.
They're not the same. They don't have the same biology. They don't have the same.
Okay, so what is it about the biology?
I think that Cynthia doesn't understand the importance of a father figure in men's life and when a boy's life, and when they don't have that, she doesn't seem to understand like how the byproduct of not having a father figure in her life.
Who's teaching it? They need to be taught
of a girl not having a father figure in her life.
Like they have to be taught how to be a man. They need to be taught how to respond to things. They need to be taught how to be a head of a household. They need to be they have to be taught how to
be a leader.
Yeah. So it's like there's no one teaching them how to be this. Like how I can't with my son, I can't teach him how to be a man. I already know that. I already know so it's like I don't even know how to try. I could try to read some books, but at the end of the day, I only know how to be a woman.
You can't be that role model.
I know how to coddle him. I know how to nurture him, and that's what I know how to do. Is coddle him and nurture him. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I know how to do.
So it's 5:30.
It's 27 after, so I get to finish saying I know how to nurture him and love him for who he is. That's it.
And try to instill morals and things like that.
That's about it. And maybe find him a respectable wife. But
I can teach him how to.
As far as being a man, I
can't teach him how to change.
But you can lead him that. You can lead a horse to water.
I can't teach him how to drink. I'm gonna lie. I can't even. I can't. That's about it. So if you want him to be a strong man, I gotta find a strong man to teach him how to be that. That's it.
Okay, well, so I have to go. I don't know if you ladies have any final parting words, or if you want to do a part 2 to this discussion.
You upset Xtina?
No, we're gonna work. No, she had to go back to work.
No, you upset her. I saw her being upset.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
I just hate my connection. This whole StreamYard does not like my.
So I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you to the people who super chatted.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you guys again on Saturday.
I'm gonna try not to coddle any guys.
Thanks to the mod and everyone. Bye.
Bye.